morning. My timeline, Monday, January 4th, 2021. You probably won't see this until a week out, maybe. I was gonna record yesterday and then I didn't because I really needed some time to do some self-care, to ground myself a little bit. I know I recorded myself. I haven't seen all the recordings, and I didn't want to see the other ones that I have pending to post. But in the event that I choose to not post the other ones, maybe I will. I don't know. I don't know if I will. There's a little bit of fear in doing that. And there's a little bit of worry, but then there's another part of me that's like, well, if I don't post, I'm cheating. I'm cheating the process, right? Because the whole purpose of this is to post as things unfold and being honest and regardless of how it comes out, right? Because in that moment, there's truth in that moment. Knowing that it might push people away. Knowing it might scare people off. But it's my truth. Right? And how much of that am I really wanting to filter? I think is kind of where I'm at right now. And knowing that I don't want to filter anything, knowing that I want to post these videos as they unfold, right? Because that's part of the truth, is being raw, being vulnerable in the moment. Even if I'm wrong, right? Even if I'm wrong, even if things get to my head, like the one I'm going to post today is actually, I mean, for you guys, it will be 2 weeks in the past when I actually recorded it in real time. Posted it a week in your past. Today, for me. And it was the one on, when I posted the shirts, the t-shirts, and there was a sense of almost like self-righteousness, right? I had mentioned that I can be a little self-righteous sometimes. And I mean, even though I put in the description box that it's not just applicable to other people, but to myself, right? This continued learning and growing from my experiences. And even though I may know the lesson, it doesn't mean that I'm going to get it right the first time, right? You just pick on, the more you're aware of it, the more you just kind of pick up on it quicker and faster and make amends, or, you know, do something different. So I've been chewing on that a little bit, just trying to figure that out. If I'm most likely gonna post it and accept all consequences, right? Because that's just part of the process. I'm accepting and owning that that's part of the process. And if I start editing, making things look a little neater, a little clean cut, then it's then it becomes more fake, and I don't want that. I don't want that. And by the time you get this, the videos that I most likely didn't want to post, I hope I posted them already, where my masculine side kind of like came out a little bit, the part of that, you know, sense of regaining my sense of power, remembering, right, and feeling a little like my old self again, where that lion in me of like a fighter going after what I want at all costs, or going too fast sometimes, right? And remembering that feeling of the strength in me because of my past, the stuff that I've accomplished, the challenges I pushed through, knowing what I deserve. But also listening to the signs. The hesitancy with posting some of these things or acting in a certain way that didn't end up happening. You know, I mentioned that I was going to speak my truth. To, you know, to speak my truth about what I wanted, what I deserved. When I realized that I was caught up in this third party situation again. Only that it wasn't my third party, you know. I ended my third party crap, but this person is possibly still dealing with that stuff, you know, responsibilities and things that hold them back from being able to live as truth. And I got messages. I got messages from MJ, and I'm leaning more on listening to MJ, to be quite honest. And Dana, I haven't mentioned Dana, Tarot Time with Dana, I think. She, I've listened to her here and there. Sometimes it throws me off a little bit, but she does more of this you versus me type of reading, where it's the collective me for reading, and she'll go over there's different perceptions, my truth, their truth, underlying feelings, right, for me and the other person, and possible outcomes, and I forget what else. Like, it's just back and forth, like comparing the energies. She's pretty spot on sometimes too, and then it just depends on what sign your energy is in with her. And I really like her too, because she also identifies like blockages, and she identifies I like one, she has a really soothing voice. I like that she connects to music. So when she meditates for the collective in that sign, she will identify songs and lyrics, and you know, songs are my thing. So I really like that I'm able to connect with her in that way of just the songs that she picks out, you know, like it's I can hear the message that way. And so I like that about her, and just other little tidbits, you know, where she, things to validate that this message is for you, you know, like if she gets a certain image, or if she gets a certain activity, or like she'll speak to it as a way to validate, you know, like this, if this resonates, then that means there's something in this message for you. And then she does a lot of these positive affirmation videos and meditation video, like all of these like extra little videos with again, just nuggets, right, of things to help people. So I really like hers. I like listening to her here and there too. Hers are really long, but it's because she takes the time, right? She invests the time. Anyways, how did I get on that topic? Truth, speaking the truth. Posting, gosh, I don't remember. Something like that. Just realizing, right? As I'm reflecting back, and even the video, right? There's moments where you realize and you catch yourself in the middle of doing something where it doesn't sit well. So I had conversations yesterday. I went to visit a friend. Well, now I can call her my friend, right? Because there's no power differential in a work setting. And it was really great to be able to connect with her. It was really great to just spend time with a friend, you know, like just being able to vent and get to know each other, her strengths, and she's so creative. She has so many talents and such a beautiful heart. And the crazy thing, right, in my head, and this one ties into MJ's message that got posted yesterday that kind of threw me for a loop. I mean, I got excited about it, but then once it sat a little more, it threw me for a loop. So the day was that I was gonna go spend breakfast. She was gonna cook me breakfast. I was gonna go with her, and I knew it was gonna take longer. And I invited this other person for dinner, which I ended up canceling because I knew that I was listening to these. That's what it was. MJ had posted other messages like to slow down, to not let my masculine side come out, right? Even though I knew where I was, and to not do that, to really be mindful of my words, right? Being mindful of my word choices. So I took a step back and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to. And I had actually, and it's funny how the universe kind of works, right? Where how the universe interferes, well, at least I felt like the universe was interfering for us in not allowing us to come together. Really? like the universe knows, like, we're gonna mess it up. Or that I was gonna mess it up. Mess up the flow, mess up the process because I'm going too fast. And this person was gonna come over for dinner where I was gonna lay down my truth, right? And then he made a comment that he wasn't feeling well, and then I was reflecting on the messages, right? It's all guidance. It's all guidance. And I just sent a text like, hey, you know what? Just don't come. Just I did. MJ said I was gonna get more information. I did, and it made a little more sense. And I was like, don't come. Just take care of you, rest, you know, and just shed light on some of the things that I saw, you know, that bugged me a little bit, and on this person's behalf, but just made him aware, and wishing him the best, you know, in terms of his own self-care. And yeah, so I canceled the dinner plans and I just focused on that morning with my friend. And in my head I thought, oh, you know, I'm gonna go to the store after and maybe buy myself some boots or some heels. Because I don't have many, and the boots that I have that have like the small, like little raised area, they're getting worn out. And so I thought that I go to my friend's house, we're spending time together. I kid you not, she has a lot of shoes, and she offers me pairs. She asks me what my size is. She gives me 2 pairs of shoes, a pair of boots and heels. I mean, talk about speaking into existence, right? Asking the universe for something and being given like that. So that tripped me out. It tricked me out in a good way on the way home. Like, I was grateful, and I was just thanking God on the way home, like, wow, God, like, this whole speaking things, asking the universe, and it's just happening like that. Where I don't have to go to the store anymore. So I get home, and I'm working on the videos that I'm about to post, and MJ's talking about the message that nuggets of pieces of just message that I had just spoken to this other individual the day before, and then what I recorded in some of the previous videos, and it's just this feeling of that realization of like wow, like this whole foreseer thing is unfolding in front of me. She's talking about concepts that I had pre-recorded on, and that I'm seeing happen. And I'll put the 2 that really just kind of, one of them was ask, and then the other one's inspiration. And I was just in tears. I was in tears yesterday, and just really like a little scared. Even though I already knew, right? I already knew that that was a gift that I had. Like, I think just because it's all around at once scared me. So I had to take a step back and ground myself, because I felt like I was like, there was just too much air. Age of Aquarius, right? That my air sign was just too much to handle for my own self. So I just disconnected and put music on, grounding, right? Did a little dancing, cleaning. I'd been needing to clean. And then I just felt tired, so I went to sleep. I was tired. I woke up. I went to bed with meditation music. The same one I would like to listen to. Return to Soul. And I had a dream. That I was in Idaho. I've been here before. But in my dream, it's like I was me, but I wasn't me. And I kept thinking to myself, I need to go back to church. But it was the Mormon church that I was referring to. Like if it was that, like if it was my home church. And I'm in my home church, right? I walk into the church. And I'm thinking to myself, I need to speak my truth to them. They're not accepting of my truth. They're looking at me like I'm crazy. And it didn't sit well. I don't know why I had that dream. And in my dream, I was a little more daring than the rest of my community. It was weird, because I was just like, why would I dream this? Why would I dream that I'm in Idaho? A place that I'm familiar with, because I've been there before. But then the thought of like, I have to go back to my church. And I have to speak my truth, but my church was a Mormon church. I've never been a member of the Mormon church. I participated in I don't know if I mentioned this, but I had family that belongs to, that are Mormon, and for there was a time period where we were really close, and we would go to church with them. Like I mean, for me, it was like, you know, any place of worship for me always felt like home, and it felt comfortable, and you know, like nothing completely off. So kind, and people were so kind, and we were there really to support the kids, you know, with the different you know, baptisms and you know, activities that they would do. We always supported the kids. We loved the kids very much, and we wanted to be a part of their lives. And but I never, I mean, there were a lot of different opportunities to join. And it's funny because one of the dreams that I had was where I gosh, just, that's crazy. I just remember that in my dream. Well, in real life, I had connected with these two female church members, and I was asking questions and just, you know, wanting to get more information on why they believe certain things, and they were really kind, you know. In my dream, I remember dreaming, and there was a voice that said, "Don't waste their time. Don't waste your time. You know you're not going to join, right?" So that was jarring. I remember, wow, I forgot about that dream. Coincidentally, around that same time, actually, my previous partner and I had talked to him about how I felt like there was this need, you know, again, me trying to fix my relationship, that I had thought that maybe if I aligned there in that church, that maybe, right, things would be different for us. And you know, when you convert, I don't know if you're familiar with converting. My previous partner had already converted from Catholicism to Christianity, so that was huge, you know, for someone to grow up in a certain way and adjust, and then to ask to adjust again, even though Mormons also believe in Christ, the way they do life is different, and there's of course fear in him, but he spoke his truth, and I wasn't about to like force him to do anything that, you know, he didn't feel comfortable in, that his heart wasn't there. And I was just grateful that his heart was where, you know, our at that time our home church was, that at least he had that, you know, that at least he had community there. But I remember there's something else I was gonna say, but I forgot. Got stuck there for a minute. What's the message? I don't even know if I have a message. I just dreams and connections to other churches, right? I mean, we also have friends that are Muslim, and there was a time period, actually, now I think about it, there was one year where I had spoken to my previous partner about how I wanted to read the book of that particular culture and go into their place of worship and ask to either be mentored or just kind of be exposed to how they do life. How do they do their services? And every year it was going to be a different group, different religious group. Even if I know with Christianity there's so many different I guess denominations. The church that we belong to is a non-denominational church, but you know, like my mom is she practices one a certain group, and there's other people, you know, in my life that different groups, right? There's like Baptists, there's Seventh-day Adventists, there's Mormons are another like group, right? They believe in Christ, but it's separate. And I wanted to do that. It's like a 7-year plan or something like that. A 7-year plan. But I don't know why I'm bringing that up. So that's what happened. That was my dream last night. And I woke up this morning. And then the songs, I was crying. I was in tears. The heaviness. And again, I thought, okay, is this the collective energy, right? Or and part of it was I felt like it was partly my energy, and there was this sense of being interconnected with this storyline. And then I thought about my interactions with my friend yesterday, and there was a sense of interconnectedness there when we were both sharing our truths with each other about our past, about our families, to the point where we were almost talking negatively, right? There was a sense of like us talking negatively, and I sensed it, and she sensed it too. That was the crazy thing, is like we both kind of sensed it, and we both were able to turn things around, right? This was going to be like this negative type of talk, even though we're venting, because that's really what it is. And sometimes when we vent, you're going to bring up people, and you're going to bring up situations that are going to seem like, oh, you're name bashing, or you know, you're judging, but it's part of your, I mean, and we really weren't, we were just really expressing our emotions and just how it felt. And but I really appreciated that we both at the same time kind of realized that, and we were both able to take the lesson from that moment towards each other too. Like we helped each other out. Like it wasn't, like it was just, we were in sync. That's how it felt, you know, and it was good. It felt good to be able to just vent with someone and feel like you were able to connect to a certain level. And even though we were venting and our emotions were there, and I mean, there's a sense of judgment, right? And there's almost a sense of self-righteousness that, you know, we're right. But recognizing, right, that, okay, we need to start turning this around, or else we're going to start getting caught up in this negative talk about others. And we were able to turn it around and help each other. Like, well, you know, these are the life lessons we learned, you know, and I was able to learn from her too, like herbal stuff, and it was just nice. It was a balanced, like, give and take throughout the whole interaction. I mean, it was beautiful, and I was so grateful for that friendship. I'm so grateful for that friendship. But anyways, that's where I was at yesterday, and this morning. So we'll see.